Hey there, and welcome. Have you ever really thought about the words we use when we're not talking about anyone in particular? Words like someone or anything? We use them constantly, but they're kind of these little mystery words hiding in plain sight. So today, we are putting them right under the microscope. I mean, think about it for a second. When you say somebody left their keys, who exactly is that? Or when you complain there's nothing in the fridge, what is that nothing? It seems super simple, right? But these little words are actually doing some very clever work in our sentences. Let's break down what that is. And right there, that's our first big clue. These words are all about being general. They give us this amazing ability to talk about people or things without having to name them. They're basically our go-to words for the unknown, the unspecified. Pretty useful, huh? Okay, so here's their official fancy name, indefinite pronouns. And honestly, the name says it all. They are indefinite, not definite, not specific. So when we say, someone is knocking at the door, we don't know who. And that vagueness, that's exactly what makes these pronouns so powerful. So let's meet the main players in this game. I like to think of them less like a boring grammar list and more like a practical toolkit for everyday conversation. And trust me, once you see how they're built, you'll realize just how easy they are to remember. And check this out. This is where it gets really, really logical. Just look at this pattern. You take a prefix, like some, any, no, or every, and you just stick an ending on it. For people, you add one or body. For things, you add thing. That's it. Some plus body becomes somebody. No plus thing becomes nothing. It's a simple and frankly brilliant little system. Let's see one out in the wild. Everyone is happy today. Okay, so everyone clearly means all the people in a group, but we don't have to list them all out. It's just efficient, and everybody knows what you mean. And what about for things? Yep, same exact idea. I need something to eat. Do I know what I want? Maybe not. I'm just talking about some general, non-specific food item. Could be a banana, could be a pizza, who knows? That's the magic of something. Okay, so we know what they are. Now, there is one tiny little rule we have to get right to sound like a pro. It's probably the most common mistake people make with these, but once you see it, you'll never get it wrong again. I promise. So, here it is. The big question. When you use a word like everyone, which obviously refers to a lot of people, should the verb be singular, like is, or plural, like are? What's your gut feeling on that? And here's the answer, which I gotta say might surprise you. The crucial point, the thing to remember, is they are almost always treated as singular. I know. Everyone feels plural. But in the world of grammar, you have to think of it like every single one or every single body. One group. Singular. This is exactly where people get tripped up. It feels so natural to say, everyone are happy, because you're thinking of lots of people. But nope. Grammatically, it's everyone is happy. Same thing with nobody. It's not nobody know, it's nobody knows. That little S on the end of the verb, that's your signal for singular. Now, of course, because this is English, there just has to be an exception, right? A few of these pronouns, like some, all, and any, are kind of like chameleons. They can be singular or plural. So how in the world do you know which one to use? Well, It all comes down to the noun that follows them. Okay, let's look at an example. Some of the money is missing. In this sentence, money is what we call an uncountable noun, right? You can't say one money, two monies. Because money is treated as a single concept, the pronoun some becomes singular too. So, some of the money is. Now, let's flip that. Check out this sentence. Some of the students are late. Students is a countable noun. You can easily count 1, 2, 10 students. Since the noun students is plural, our little chameleon some becomes plural too. So, some of the students are. See? It just borrows its identity from the noun right after it. All right, enough theory. You know practice is where this stuff really starts to click. Let's do a few quick-fire rounds to lock this knowledge into your brain. I'll give you a sentence with a blank. You try to fill it in. Ready? First one. Okay, imagine you hear a thump, thump, thump at your front door, but you have no idea who it is. What do you say? Is knocking at the door. Yup, someone is knocking at the door. Somebody works perfectly too, of course. You're talking about one unknown person. Easy peasy. Okay, next up. You open your bag, you're looking for your keys, you rummage around, and it's completely empty. You'd sigh and say, there is exactly. There is nothing in my bag. It's the perfect word for not one single thing. It has a bit more punch than just saying it's empty, doesn't it? And one last one for good measure. You're asking a friend a general question. You're not looking for a specific person, just any person at all. Did you see blank in the park? You got it. Did you see anyone in the park? We use anyone or anybody all the time in questions to ask if even a single person was there. Fantastic job! So, okay, we've gone through the definitions, the rules, the exceptions, but why does this actually matter? Well, because getting these little words right is a huge step towards sounding more clear, confident, and natural when you speak. It's one of those subtle details that really makes a difference. So, let's wrap this all up. What are the key takeaways? First, these pronouns are for general people or things, are mystery subjects. Second, the big rule, treat most of them as singular. Everyone is, nobody knows. And third, just watch out for those chameleons like some, whose identity totally depends on the noun that comes after them. And that's pretty much the whole shebang. So here's my challenge to you. Now that you know exactly what to look for, just listen. Listen to your next conversation, listen to a TV show. How many of these mystery words can you spot? I bet you'll be genuinely surprised at how much work they're doing. Happy listening.